So we've got the midterm elections, some interesting races I already mentioned. Early voting is happening. In Florida, early voting starts Saturday, which is October 27th. There is a really interesting race going on in Florida. Democrat Andrew, is it Gillum or Gillum?
Gillum?
You think it's Gillum. Andrew Gillum, the Democrat, running against Ron DeSantis, the Republican, for Florida governor. There is absolutely hilarious debate video where DeSantis looks visibly ill, like he had mayonnaise well past its expiration date. And it reminds me of Chris Christie behind Donald Trump. We're going to put up this picture. After Chris Christie made all sorts of criticisms of Donald Trump, he ended up endorsing Trump and standing behind him as Donald Trump said nonsensical thing after nonsensical thing. And as we pointed out, and our audience can see here, we're showing the picture. Chris Christie looked visibly ill. He looked like physically sick to his stomach from being there and having to sort of play this game. And why he ultimately did this, we don't really know. But he did, and Mitt Romney did, and others did. There is video that I'm going to show you where Ron DeSantis looks ill as he is just getting crushed by Andrew Gillum in the debate. If you're just listening to what we're about to play, it's harder to tell. I encourage you to check out the video of it. Every time you see DeSantis on camera and there's a split screen or it's just on, the camera's just on him, he looks like he knows he's in trouble. He looks like he had some bad clams a couple of hours earlier. Take a look at this.
Well, first, what Florida voters need to know is that when they elect me governor, they're going to have a governor who believes in science, which we haven't had for quite some time in this state. I'm not sure what is so California about believing that the state of Florida ought to lead in solar energy. We're known as the Sunshine State. At the very least, what we can do is be a global leader here. We got to teach the other 49 states of what to do and what it means to have a state that, quite frankly, leans into the challenges of the green economy and builds one, and at the same time builds an economy that lasts. I'm proud that the same week that Donald Trump pulled out of the Paris Accord, I broke ground in my city on a 120-acre solar farm, tripling the amount of solar energy that we produce. We're prepared to lead, and we've done so in my city, and we'll do so for the state.
Gillum is just espousing basic good ideas presented in a straightforward and simple way. It seems to be resonating with voters. And DeSantis just looks ill and uncomfortable. And maybe it's because he knows he's down 12 in a new poll. That's really, really good news for Floridians. Maybe it's because he is just getting, it's like a boxer who's just disoriented from taking hit after hit after hit. He doesn't know where to look. He doesn't know what to say. He just doesn't know how to even make any impact during this debate.
You said bad clams, right? I think it's bad clams mixed with bad claims.
Yes, it's both.
Yeah, you get this face.
Talk about Florida having such potential, but being ravaged by Republican politicians and lax gun laws. They've got real climate change issues to deal with, and DeSantis just making mistake after mistake. He doesn't even seem to know what his own positions are. He pledged to sign a bill to take care of people with pre-existing conditions, but he's against Medicare for all. He's worried about the debt, but is for states' right. I mean, just unintelligible positions that are totally incoherent. And really, Florida has two main issues: the economy and climate change, and they're both related. If you're underwater, the economy is going to suffer. And there's some very interesting data about how Boston and Miami are both coastal cities, as many people will know if they've looked at a map of the United States. But Miami has sort of a limestone, I don't know if it's called a foundation or land mass, made of limestone. Limestone is very porous and salt water seeps through it. So while in Boston there are already ideas of building some kind of a wall system similar to what they have in Amsterdam, planning ahead, of course, for the climate change and sea level rise that at this point seems to be all but a foregone conclusion. Miami can't do that because of the porous limestone that they have. And so they have engineering issues to deal with. They're going to have economic issues if they're not able to solve that. Tourism and property taxes are main sources of income for the state of Florida. And DeSantis is in a fantasy world, and the survival of Florida depends on actually just electing someone like Andrew Gillum, which Florida has not had someone like Andrew Gillum as governor. I don't know if ever, but certainly for a very long time.
I think
it's fair
Charlie
to
Crist
say.
was the last Democratic governor of Florida. Currently, they have Rick Scott, who's running against Bill Nelson. So that's another race you have to
In
take
the
a look
Senate.
at.
That's
in the
exactly
Senate.
right. Yeah. So actually in Florida, October 27th is the early voting date. Please vote. Please vote, folks. Please vote. And if you're not voting, let me know, because I will be extraordinarily upset and will try to shame you into voting, because that's what needs to happen. A lot of exciting races. We will be covering all of them. Check out some of my behind-the-scenes pictures from Politicon over the weekend on Instagram at david.pakman, and also follow the show on Instagram at David Pakman Show. I am thrilled to tell you that one of today's sponsors is simplehabit.com/Pakman, where you can go and get a 7-day totally free trial of an app that I use personally and love. I've talked to you before about the benefits of meditation, just simply sitting there, observing what it is that your mind wants to do, has been a great thing for me. We have so much evidence growing all the time that this is just a good thing for people to do. And one of the best tools you'll be able to find anywhere online for guiding you through meditation is Simple Habit. It just won the 2018 Google Play Award for Best Well-Being App, a very well-deserved award. They have guided meditations by some of the most respected mindfulness experts from the East and West. You can choose from a huge selection of 5-minute meditations, each designed specifically for where you are or what you're doing or the mood that you're in. They have meditations for falling asleep, for when you're waking up, for your daily commute, when you've just gotten home from work. There are meditations specially crafted to help people deal with anxiety or to get focused before doing something difficult. And Simple Habit lets you keep track of your progress by giving you feedback about how much you're meditating, how many days in a row you've been meditating. It's a really comprehensive and well put together app. Go check it out. You can try it free for 7 days at simplehabit.com/Pakman. I've put a link underneath this video.